Craigslist is a great place to advertise if it works for you. If Craigslist for some reason in your area is just problematic or whatever, and it's not really worth it, and you're getting better leads off of, you know, another place, there's not really any point then in worrying about it. I mean, if you are getting most of your leads, you said you're getting them from like Letgo and OfferUp.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, like basically, man, if you are getting the kind of leads that you want, but it's not from Craigslist, then that's what works for you. You know, like I've said, it's good to try and monopolize all the different avenues. Like if you monopolize all the different avenues, obviously, yeah, you're going to get a ton of leads. But if you've got one marketplace that's basically giving you all the leads that you can handle anyways, I would just focus on what's working. It is a little bit, you know, odd to me that Craigslist is giving you such a hard time. I mean, it's definitely something that you want to have Craigslist there just so that you can fall back on it. So I'm not really sure what's going on there exactly, but I'm definitely happy to, you know, take a look at what's going on with your Craigslist posts, or maybe we could look at some of the ones that were banned if you want. But I do know that Craigslist has kind of been changing. I know that you can't really put I buy or we buy in anymore. I know that Craigslist, in my opinion, is starting to get stricter and stricter, which obviously, you know, that just creates, you know, it just makes everything more complicated and it makes Craigslist harder to advertise on.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, I get you.
But we could take a look at some of your ads if you want.
Okay. Let me see.
Yeah, just share your screen and yeah, we'll take a look at stuff. I'm just adding people right now to the group chat so we can get more people in here. So
No problem.
Where are you located again anyways? Just
I'm in Colorado Springs.
Oh yeah. Okay. What's the population there? Is it relatively big?
Oh yes, yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty large city.
Sure. Have you tried bandit signs or anything like that, or have you tried placing magnets on gas pumps or eco ATMs or anything like that?
Well, I have business cards, but I've been trying to, like, do you just go to Fiverr for as far as magnets or anything like that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, magnets, they're just kind of something that it just kind of shows, gives you more branding authority. I mean, you can stick them, you know, on places where you'd have to tape them on with a business card, which would look kind of silly. So
yeah, I
would definitely consider getting some magnets.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because right now I just have the business cards right now.
Right. Well, and business cards are cool. I mean, in my opinion, I don't know if you've seen the video in the course, but one of the things that you want to do is keep like 200 business cards of yours basically in your car, and then keep some tax. You want to keep tax because sometimes when you go to gas stations, they don't always have extra tax there available. But basically most gas stations or grocery stores or even retail stores will have usually like a little billboard kind of in the back, kind of by the bathrooms, and you'll want to keep those business cards with you. And basically you don't necessarily need to go out and make special trips for them. You can if you'd like, but basically just keep those business cards with you. And what you want to do is every time you periodically go in to get gas, or you go in to buy a pop or a coffee, or you go in to buy groceries or whatever you're doing, or let's say you're even going to Best Buy, just go check at the back and just see if they have a community board where you can basically post like business cards, or sometimes they'll let people post their flyers. And if you have those business cards with you or whatever, then basically periodically you're just going to be advertising everywhere. And you know, there's a lot of people, believe it or not, even though it's kind of old school advertising, a lot of people walk past the bathrooms every single day and they look at those little message boards. Basically, they're just like, you know, little pin boards where you put tax in.
Yep.
So get some of those. And then as far as magnets, every time you pump your gas, what I do is I usually have magnets in my car, and then what I'll do is I will basically take the magnets and I'll just stick them on the gas pumps, whatever gas pump I'm using to get gas. So it sounds silly, but I'm seriously telling you it pays off. And then another thing that's kind of weird that you can do, but it actually pays off really good, is you can put the magnets, like if you ever have to go to the bathroom or whatever, put the magnets on the bathroom stalls on the inside. Sounds really weird, but it works. You can also drop your regular business cards. Like if you walk to the bathrooms, drop your business cards in the bathroom, people will pick them up because curiosity killed the cat. They always pick them up. So believe it or not, you'd be surprised how much business that gets you. Another thing you can do, are you of age? Like, are you over 21?
Yeah, 25.
Okay. Another thing you can do, sounds kind of odd, but it works really well, is you can go to, if you ever go to the bar or you go to like a dance club, you can bring business cards there, drop them all over the floor, because, you know, you can get 500 business cards for, I don't know, like $50 nowadays if you order them off online or whatever, on Vistaprints or whatever it's called. And if you got business cards, you know, to spare, put them everywhere you can. And like I said, curiosity killed the cat. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to pick that business card up, and then there's so many cell phones that out there in the world that chances are whoever picks up your business card, they're going to have a phone to sell, or they might even text you just out of curiosity just to see what you do. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Just kind of some ideas for you to try, you know, if Craigslist isn't being too hot to you. Because like I said, the biggest thing is just to build this business up as big as you can, you know, get as much branding authority as you can, you know.
Yeah.
So that's basically the biggest thing that you want to do. But anywho, do you want to take a look at these Craigslist ads that you're talking about?
Oh, yeah.
You can definitely see Craigslist, like I said, is, in my opinion, is starting to kind of crack down, so makes it difficult.
Where is one of them? Because sometimes if I don't have inventory, I'll have to find like a photo, or have to pre-take them. I'll take
Sure.
a photo, or I'll find a photo, like a stock photo, and then I'll use that. I don't know if there's some algorithm that can figure out.
Okay, so that's a really good question. So you're asking, does Craigslist have some kind of background algorithm that realizes when people use the same images over and over again? I personally believe that they do. I also believe that Facebook Marketplace has a hidden algorithm that basically, when somebody goes and uses a stock photo that's all over Google, or even if they use somebody else's phone flipping ad that's basically been used, you know, in several different phone flipping groups that's all over Marketplace, I think that Facebook keeps track of that. And I think that if you don't make original ads, I think that Facebook flags them. And yeah, and I think Craigslist does the same thing too, and that's actually one of the reasons why when I first started my phone flipping course and I started teaching people, I would give people my ads, and I noticed that when I would share my ads and my ad photos with people, I noticed that it was kind of interesting. I noticed that my ads started getting flagged more, and then eventually I started making my own original ones, and then anyone who asked for them in the course, I just said, hey, I think it's better off that everybody makes their own. And I noticed that all of my ads stick. I don't really end up getting any of my ads banned, and I truly believe it was because Craigslist and Facebook were picking up that multiple, you know, many multiples of people were using the exact same pictures, and they had similar ads out. And it sounds crazy, but I really think that it was kind of putting it together. So
yeah, I was figuring that because, like I said, I'm just starting out. Because right now I think I only have about, you know, maybe like $400 in capital, and
sure.
slowly building up. And you know, with that little capital, I can only buy maybe like 3, maybe 4 phones. A lot of the phones that I do get iPhone 6s, and like cracked, and very minimum profit. But you know, it's slowly building up, and I'm able to kind of start towards the 7 pluses and the 8s. But if I buy that, then it's only like one phone at a time, because the capital is not really there.
Right.
But, so with that being said, you know, they come in and they go pretty fast. So, you know, it's, you know, creating an ad, I would have to sit there and try to like create that ad. Well, use that phone or use some type of device multiple times in different ways in order to create different looking ads.
Right. No,
So
definitely. I think that it's smart to create the original ad, man. I mean, whenever you can get phones, like you said, I know your capital you said is kind of limited right now, but whenever you can get them, even if it's taking a picture of the phone in several different areas and then just making the ads later, as long as you got the pictures there, I mean, it's a good thing to keep on hand.
okay, yeah. And sometimes I would even take our devices, like our own personal devices. And
Yep, that's fine too, man. Absolutely.
and
I mean, whatever you can do basically to get more pictures, you know, you might as well. So
yeah, 'cause, like there was one time where like my Apple Watch and her iPad, my phone, and her phone, I like jumbled it up into a picture. I think I was on her iMac. Made an ad out of that.
definitely. Yeah, I'm just hoping a couple more people get on here in the group chats. Let's see, just added a bunch of people. At least I tried to, anyways. These Facebook has just been changing so many things recently. It's just kind of irritating. It's kind of making everything difficult to put together. Let's see. So this ad right here, buy iPhones and Samsung. Is this one banned yet, or is this one okay?
Yeah, this one banned. Always
Banned. Okay.
Everything besides the one you paid for.
Okay.
And this is an original photo that I took with my own little, you know, I bought it off of eBay. It's a display box, the studio, the portable studio, and that was I think an iPhone 8 Plus that was like cracked, and just put these put the text over.
Okay, so my opinion on this ad, this is just my opinion on seeing many different ads. I like this ad and everything. I mean, I think that it's kind of clever. I like the little color scheme. That's cool. But as far as the buy iPhones and Samsung, I think as far as that goes, I think I would just put what I would actually put is maybe, do you have a business name yet?
Yeah, C4 Electronics.
Okay. I think I would just put your business name up there and just advertise, just put that, you know, we purchase smartphones, electronics. You could try that. And then can you scroll down so I can see the full description? Okay. So I like that and everything. I mean, I think it looks slick, but Craigslist might be flagging you just because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got like 5 of the same emojis or emojis, whatever you want to call them. You got 5 of those, 5 diamonds, which it's cool. It looks slick. Like I see what you're trying to do there with the spaces. It looks good. But I would just take those out and I would literally just put in the description. It sounds silly, but sometimes simple works better than you know, something that looks flashy or something that's complicated. I would literally just put, I am purchasing iPhones and smartphone devices, new, used, any condition. I wouldn't put locked in there and I wouldn't put finance. Sometimes Craigslist will flag your ads if you have the word locked, financed, or bad ESN or iCloud locked. Okay. And then as far as the also buying iPads, AirPods, Apple Watches, I think that's fine. But I think you could shorten the ad up and just say, I purchase all smartphones, electronics, etc., and then just put at the bottom, just put call for a fast free quote, and then put your phone number. Okay. So, try that, maybe switched around a little bit. Go back to your Craigslist account right now. I just want to see what you've got, like as far as under your settings. I want to see how many ads you've got live. Yeah. Okay, so that's one thing too that's like not good is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 9. There's 9 ads on the account that have been flagged, so that's one thing that kind of makes it difficult. Is the best thing to do to get an account up to, you know, where it's basically Craigslist isn't really looking at a lot, is you kind of gotta warm the account up a little bit. So what I suggest is when you start a Craigslist account, post like 1 ad and leave it up for a week, just because the fact that there is more people out there phone flipping now, there's more people using the same images and the same advertisements. Post 1 ad. Post 1 ad, leave it up for a week so it lets the Craigslist account age a little bit, and then next week, post 2 ads under the same account. Let it sit for 3, 4 days, and then post another one. On each Craigslist account, you should basically only have 4 to 5 ads total per Craigslist account. If you go over that, in my opinion, you usually are going to start getting banned.
So you recommend that I just use or just start a new Craigslist account?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Either that or so the one that you were showing me, that one that's green right now that's active. What is that one? Can I see that?
That's just the paid one. That's the
okay. It's good though. I mean, it's still up, so let's just see it. Okay. I pay cash for smartphones. I pay cash for used smartphones, new used crack screen. Okay, I think that one's good because it is a paid ad. I don't really think that I don't really think they're going to ban you for that. It's pretty simple, easy ad. You do have the word finance, balance owed, and all that in there. Welcome, Derek. But I think that ad's pretty solid, and it's in financial services. So what I would do, what I do for all my financial services, is instead of saying I pay cash for smartphones, I put at the top, do you need money now? Turn your iPhone into cash, or I'll put need money now, sell your iPhone. Need money now, sell your phone. Need money now, sell your electronics. Basically, it's like a call to action in the title, so when people see it, they're like, oh, I can get money, you know, because they might be looking for financial service. They might be looking for payday loans. You might be targeting people that are really desperate. Like there are people that want to get money right now. So if you put a call to action in your title that says need money, you know, you're already basically capitalizing on the thought that they've got up here because they do need money. They want to make money. And then you put sell your phone. I mean, you're basically giving them the go ahead to, hey, go get some phones or just bring me your phone and you're going to get cash, you know? So, but I think that ad's good, but I'm just saying, me personally, I would run 2 or 3 paid ads in the financial services section and switch them up like that. Just basically instigate the fact and go on the fact that people that are scrolling through the financial services section are probably people who desperately need money. They might even be looking in the financial service section to find a bankruptcy lawyer. You know, it could be people who are really desperate. I've had some really, really good deals come out of the Craigslist financial services section.
Okay. All right, I'll do that.
Yeah, so that's something to try. How you been, Derek?
Doing pretty good, man. It's my first group chat.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good.
That's good. This is Derek Correa's, right?
Yes, sir.
Probably butchered that, but
no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, that's how you say it.
Cool, cool. Where are you from?
I'm from Bakersfield, California, man.
That's awesome. Very big market.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, huge market. Yeah, there's like a population of like 500K over here, dude.
Oh, yeah. So this is your first group chat, but you've been in the course for a while, haven't you?
Dude, for a minute, since like November.
You guys, man, everyone that joins, they always hide in the group chats like we're going to plaster your face all over.
No, you know what it is? I'm sure you've heard of this as well, man, but I forgot who it was that said this. I seen it on YouTube, but somebody said, if it's a meeting that I could watch later, then I will just watch it later. I'm sure you've seen it, bro. You know what I mean?
No, I got you.
Hey, man, a go-getter like yourself, man, you know how it is, man. Time is money. So, I mean, you know, I'll be trying to get as many deals as I can, bro, you know, so yeah.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, no, I wish we had, you know, sometimes we have group chats where there's 15 people in here. Sometimes we got people in here.
It gets cracking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the more people, the more questions, the more ideas. It's just, it makes for an awesome group chat. But
definitely, yeah.
Me and Corey were just talking about Craigslist ads and going over some stuff. What do you got for us? You got any questions, comments, or anything you want to talk about or topics that you want to go over?
I mean, questions. A question that I do have out of the top of my head is actually not regarding Craigslist. What it is regarding is mail-ins, actually, because I'm trying to maximize on as much profits as I can.
Okay.
I feel like mail-ins is kind of like my next option. You know what I mean? So, like, as of right now, I'm actually. Oh yeah, bro.
Mail-ins.
What's going on, my man?
Hey.
Yeah, this is actually local, but that's exactly what I'm trying to do as well. I'm trying to get a lot of mail-ins too, man. So, how do you do it? Like, what's like your strategy as far as sourcing, you know, good opportunity on eBay, Mercari? What is it that you do, man?
So honestly, the best thing to do that I've kind of been working on, and it's been working really, really well for me, is I've been trying to basically develop my own infrastructure under myself. So example, like all the phones that you just saw here, I got more sitting here in the desk. I've got like 20 phones sitting on my desk. They're just like all over. But I've kind of been holding out to see if prices go back up. If not, I might just ship them on eBay. I don't know yet. But all these phones basically right here came from the same person pretty much. And what I've been doing is it's kind of like, I mean, you guys know because you get my mentorship, you get my course, you get unlimited questions. You guys could, it's one thing to go and make a course, but if your friend was like, hey, Derek, how do I flip phones? Because of what you've learned from me and you've been in the business and the course and everything and being in the group, you could easily at least teach your friend how to get to like 1,000, 2,000 a month, probably no problem, no big deal. And so what I've been doing is when I meet up, like I don't like if somebody comes and sells me like one phone, I'm not going to sit here and talk business with this person. But when somebody shows up and they've got right here, and then they show up again and they've got and then they show up again and they got these.
Oh man!
Instead of looking at them like a customer, like just like a regular customer, I look at them as like a supplier. And what I do with my suppliers, people that bring me lots of phones like this, I will schedule a meetup with them. We'll do dinner, we'll do coffee, something like that, whatever they want. You know, you gotta get a feel for people like me. If you look at me, back in the day, I used to be a real skinny guy. Now I'm a little huskier. So if you want to get my attention and I was your supplier, you're probably going to say, hey, Luke, you want to go have a steak? So
let's grab a bite. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we'll go have a steak, whatever. You know, if you're talking to the guy that's got his, he's got the real fancy coat on and, he's real slender, maybe he likes Starbucks. Ask him if he wants to go grab a coffee. But what I'll do is I'll set up like a little business appointment with them. And then I will talk to them. And I will not only talk to them about, how many phones they can get or what kind of, units can they supply, but I will then teach them how to acquire more phones. So I'll actually tell them, what you need to do is you need to message me from now on before picking up these phones. And I'll tell them, you can get 10 phones from people. That's great. Keep doing your own thing. But I said, what you need to start doing is you need to start telling everybody about this business that you do. And you need to teach them how you're getting phones. They all got their own ways of getting their phones, whether it's, they're doing their stuff or they're literally buying them for the low and then selling them to us. But teach them and encourage them to get more phones and instill confidence and trust into them that they can count on you. Like, I'll tell them, hey, if you have a deal lined up where there's 3 or 4 phones and you're not sure if you're going to make money, text me first. I'll give you a price and then you can buy them. I don't care if you make $400 a phone. I don't care if you make $100 a phone. I want to make like $50 a phone, but I want to buy every single phone that you get. So I basically instill trust in them that, they're selling to me. I'm only making $50 to $100 a phone usually at max off of my bigger suppliers like this. Like this is probably, each one of these is like $100 a phone. But
that's great. That's great.
He brings me 10, 15 phones a week. So it's like, and that's just one guy. So it adds up. But what that does for him is he knows, 1, he can trust me. 2, I'm reliable. But 3, he knows that I am not ripping him off. I'm not getting rich. I'm not making $200, $300 a phone. So if he's making $200 a phone, I said, that's fine. I don't even need to know what you make. I don't really care. But I basically kind of teach them how to build kind of their own little infrastructure and encourage them that, hey, man, don't get scared. If you've got 5 phones that you can buy, just text me and you'll have a guaranteed buyout, because a lot of these guys, they'll get 5, 6, 7 phones, but they don't do a whole lot of buying, it doesn't seem like. So I just basically kind of teach the people that seem to have a knack for flipping, hustling, whatever you want to call it. And I just encourage them to bring me more phones, get me more phones. And instead of mail-ins, I'll ask them to mail them to me, but a lot of the times they don't want to. I have people driving to me from like 2 hours away just because of the fact that I'm paying more than.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but I actually.
Okay.
Group chat. Yeah, I seen that group chat when you were talking about trying to source leads from like a 2-hour radius from where you're at. And I actually learned a lot from that video, man. I started to do that as well. Yeah, definitely.
What's crazy is a lot of people, that video that you're talking about the Google Maps video.
Yeah.
If you go on Google Maps, just for anybody watching this group chat replay, go on Google Maps, Google your city that you're in, and zoom out. You'll be so amazed at all of the little towns that you'll see in an hour or 2-hour radius.
So much potential.
You never even heard of. Exactly. You never even heard of them. So, and another thing with that 2-hour radius, not only can you advertise on Craigslist for that, you can now go on Facebook after, type in that county name or that city name, and then do for sale. There might even be a for sale group in that area that you've never even heard of. Just another way to advertise.
Okay.
So, as far as mail-ins, it's difficult. For me, when I try and get people to mail stuff in, I'll talk to them just like any regular customer. I'll try and be as professional as possible because I don't want them to get any kind of idea of mistrust. Exactly. When they ask, how can I trust you, this and that, I'll usually send them my YouTube channel or my website, which obviously not everybody can do that. But I'm like, hey, this is me. You can trust me. I've been doing this for a long time. But one of the best things to do is just to instill trust with them. You know, try and get them on the phone, try and let them know who you are, let them know you've got a legitimate business name. If you've got a business card, snap them a picture of your business card. But, you know, just basically help them. Like, what you got to look at these customers is, see, the customers that come to you with like 1 or 2 phones, like, oh, they might have a cracked screen. Like, they're just like, what I call those is they're consumer customers, where people that bring you phones like this, these are supplier customers. You've got to help these guys and almost teach them. Like this guy that brings me all these, he's never done a PayPal deal. He's nervous. Like he's done many, you know, in-person interactions with me, but I want the guy to ship me 10 phones on PayPal, and he's like, oh, I need half the money up front. I'm like, that's not how it works, my man.
So he's one of those guys that are a little bit of a distance away then.
Yeah, but he'll drive up here, whatever. But he's nervous, you know. So you kind of got to teach these people. You almost kind of got to show them the way a little bit, and as you build trust in them, you know,
give them a sense of security.
Yep, you'll start to see mail-ins, or they'll drive to you. One thing I can say, just a personal experience. I don't care how much you trust any of these guys, especially the people that are supplying you phones like this. Don't ever front them any money.
Of course not.
You shouldn't be doing that. But I had a person that was bringing me lots of phones from Milwaukee, actually. They were driving all the way up from Milwaukee, Milwaukee or Madison. It was far away. Milwaukee and Madison's like a 3-4 hour drive from here. And he didn't need money for phones or anything like that, because, you know, I always tell people I'm not going to front you money to buy phones or whatever you're doing to get them. But he got a flat tire somewhere or something, and he didn't have any money. So he calls me, and you know, what's crazy is it was like $150, and $150 is a lot. You know, you're working 8 hours at $15 an hour. That's basically $150 or whatever. You know, it's a decent amount of money to come up with. Obviously I make decent money, but it's more or less the principle of it. But I've bought tons of stuff from this guy before. So, you know, he's made plenty of money off of me. It's been a good business relationship. He calls me with this flat tire deal, and I paid for the flat tire and everything. Like, I sent him like a MoneyGram or whatever.
Right.
Never paid me back. Never paid me back.
Man.
He blocked me on Snapchat and everything. And the last thing I said to him, I said, you know, I'm not stupid. I see your Snap score going up every day. I'm actually really smart. I'm sure you and I both know that.
Right.
So I basically said, if you want to just sit there and pretend that you're not there, that's cool and everything. And then, of course, he finally opened it. But I said, that's cool and everything, but, you know, just know the next time you've got 10 things for sale, you probably aren't going to see any money from me. And
exactly.
that was that. So I don't know if he got in trouble or whatever happened to him, but it's just like, it's crazy that, you know, he'd make thousands of dollars off of me or whatever with me, and then over $150, he would completely soil the entire business relationship. So
burn the bridge.
Yeah, and to me, you know what? It was $150. It's like, in a sense, to an everyday person, it's a lot of money. Even to me, yeah, it sucks to lose $150. Is it gonna ruin my life? No. Is it gonna ruin my day? Probably not. Will it ruin Well, you know, it's just not the way to think. But is it gonna ruin the next 5 minutes? Yeah, it probably is gonna ruin my next 5 minutes, because I'm gonna think, dang, you know, I went out on a limb to try and help this person because it's been a good business mutual relationship. And, you know, if he's really struggling that hard, sure, I'll send him $150, try to feel for him a little bit. But, you know, one thing to know with dealing with people in this industry, guys, is never get too close to them unless you knew them before you started buying phones from them. But if you guys are dealing with strangers that are hustling like this, they're all just business people. And if they screw you and they can make, you know, a couple $100 off you or $1,000 off you, they'll do it because it's just business to them. So yeah, even though they might make it sound kind of personal, but it's usually because it's a personal problem that they can't fix. They want to push it off on you, like, hey, help me so I can get to you.
Right.
So just be careful of that, guys. But just kind of just wanted to bring that up because talking about traveling and all that reminded me of it. So, but yeah, Derek, try some of that stuff, I guess, and you might see some more mail-ins or see some people driving to you. So that's all I can say. And then work off volume. If you want mail-ins, you got to pay high prices.
Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like you're talking from a sense of like getting private sellers in a way. But you see, I was kind of mentioning, you know, mail-ins from getting it like eBay, Mercari. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you have. Actually, I'm pretty sure you do have a lot of experience with that. So I just want to know, like, how is it that you usually handle that?
So as far as getting mail-ins is like, you mean trying to find people who will sell me their phones from eBay?
Okay, like for example, like today in my area, it's pretty dead. So I am currently on eBay right now looking for a deal. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, what do you usually do whenever you're doing this? You know what I'm saying? If you ever do, if you ever do.
I mean, I personally don't do a whole lot of like sourcing. I usually let a lot of people come to me. I mean, I have a pretty steady clientele, I guess, where I don't really
Oh,
do.
of course, yeah, of course, yeah.
But one of the things, this is kind of a tip, and I don't know why nobody else does it. Once again, just something kind of original that I've thought of. When you guys ship out your, when you guys sell your broken phones on eBay, like me personally, even though I got all the direct buyers I could want in the world, I like to sell all of my cracked stuff or older stuff on eBay still. And what I'll do is I have this like little flyer, like template, which will be in the course, by the way, eventually. I'm working on so much content right now, getting the course updated, just putting new stuff in there for you guys. But one of these templates that we're going to be talking about that's going to be in the course that I'm going to put in there is something that I've used for quite a while. And it's basically just a method on getting potentially more people to buy phones from and getting more people to buy phones from you potentially. You know, they could either be a buyer or they might be a seller to you. But what I'll do is basically every time I ship out a phone to someone, I will put my business card in there, and then I have this little template that basically just says, you know, hey, my name is Luke. I'm a trusted buyer/seller. Been in the smartphone and electronics industry for 7 years. If you have any new, used, crack, lock, broken phones, feel free to give me a call. You can ship them to me securely. You can either list them on eBay to feel even more secure, or you can send them to me directly through PayPal. So the nice thing about this is if they list them on eBay, you know, what do they have to be worried about? And of course, before they list it on eBay, you negotiate a price with them once the person starts personally contacting you.
Definitely, yeah. That sounds pretty classy, man. Pretty professional.
Yeah. So that's what you can do. You can do that on Mercari too. Obviously, you only get the chance to generate a lead or generate a contact every time you sell a phone, but
yeah,
it's something that works really well, I think, because here's the cool thing. You know, talk about instilling trust and security with someone. When somebody gets your phone and it's exactly as described, then they get your business logo and they get your little flyer saying, "Hey, let's do business in the future." Why in the hell wouldn't they want to do business with somebody that
exactly
perfectly?
Yeah, I know. I would like that. That's professional. Yeah.
So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. But that's one of the ways to source. Another thing is literally just to shoot texts out to people that, you know, like if their phone is borderline cheap, like if you're like, hey, if I could get that for, you know, another $80 off, you'd probably make money on it. That's another thing you can do is just message people out there that their phones are relatively priced, you know, competitively already, and then just see if you can knock them down another $100. So
definitely. Got you. Okay.
But yeah, that's basically what I do.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you bet, man. So, how's it going, Gunner?
Am I muted or can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good, bro.
It's going pretty good. I've been pretty familiar with Derek over here, actually.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of mail-ins. Derek in particular, he has some packages on road to me right now, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Got 3 phones for you, man.
Yep, and a few other people. You know, so I really haven't been buying many phones locally other than what people bring to me.
Sure.
You know, most days of the week I got, you know, 2-3 packages on my porch with multiple phones in them, and you know, I'm really liking it because I don't got to drive all around town or nothing like that.
Definitely. Yeah, that's awesome, man. What are you doing with all your local customers then?
I haven't been running ads for like 2-3 months now.
Oh yeah.
So I mostly my local customers are like repeat people or people who just know about me from word of mouth and they come to me.
Sure.
You know, and I'm really not that willing to drive anymore. I kind of get them to come to me, and you know,
It's nice, isn't it?
It is. The mailings are just. I'm honestly, I almost hate selling now because buying has just been so easy. It's
Right.
just easier than selling sometimes until, you know, unless you're using a buyer, of course. But.
Yep. See, what's crazy about this industry is like I've been in it for a long time, and I honestly think I could count probably on both hands repeat sellers that I've had from like day one or, you know, 2 years ago that still come around. Like they'll contact me because I'm their guy. But it's crazy when you stop running ads, how you will kind of start to lose traction in your local market. I'm sure you get what I'm saying, Gunner. If you haven't been running ads, like the minute you stop, it's like the leads just stop coming in. It's like the people that sell sometimes their phones for dirt cheap, it's like they're just like fiending. And I'm not talking like drug addict guys, but they're just like fiending for money. And it's like,
Oh
well,
yeah.
if you don't have their attention, they'll just sell to whoever. Like there's no loyalty or anything. Like I've got a few people though, like they always come to me, like there's, a couple people just off the top of my head where it's like, yeah, he sold me stuff over the past 3-4 years. And whenever he gets something, he doesn't get stuff all the time, but I'm the person that he calls.
Honestly, my thing is cash flow right now. I can't. I got like $80 account left right now. I can't. I can't keep up with the mail-ins and the local ones at the same time.
Right.
I really focus on trade-ins though. I love those. I push them as much as I can because it's a buy and a sale in one transaction.
Definitely.
On a phone locally at least.
Trade-ins are good if you can, especially if when you trade it, you make $100. Then when you sell the phone, you make another $100 or whatever. It's kind of nice if you can get cash on top. So, for sure. Yeah, maybe I'll have to take a trip to Green Bay.
Let me know. I almost came out to Eau Claire for a bed for my pickup truck, but
oh yeah,
I
mean, if you don't want any of those local buyers, you're welcome to send them my way. I actually enjoy driving. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because when I was younger, I used to work a lot of manual labor jobs. I mean, we would drive 2-3 hours to job sites, but I like driving.
I don't mind it. It's just easy to walk on the porch. Like it's just.
Well, yeah.
Honestly, my area doesn't have a lot of competition. It really doesn't. When I run ads, they're normally pretty successful, but it came down to cash flow, and people are mailing me phones. They're going to do it consistently. It's not just one phone here, one phone there. So.
Well, I'm just going to put this out there. I don't know how far away Green Bay exactly is from here. I think it's like 2-3 hours, but if you could line up a big deal, I'd be more than happy to come out there, fund the deal, and split the profit with you and take the phones and pay you the profit half up front. Just throwing that out there. A couple weeks ago, we had a member here from Minneapolis, Minnesota, where there was like 4 phones. He didn't have the capital to do it. It was 10:30 at night. And he just called me and said, hey, I'm in your course. This is what's going on. I said, cool. And I just got in my car, drove up there an hour and away, met up with him, gave him the money. He went and did the deal. And then, we split the profit after. So
that's great.
That in mind, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you bet. Hey, Josh, how's it going?
What's up?
Welcome back.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while. How the hell do I mute my audio on here?
I don't know. I can mute you if you want.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, you're fine. But yeah, well, cool. We're pretty much towards the end of the group chat, anyways, Josh. But thanks for tuning on. We've just been doing them 30 minutes long. It's just better, just because it's. I think 30 minutes, like you said, Derek. It's true. Sometimes it's hard to. It's when you've got a hot spell, you've got 3-4 people messaging you at 7-8 o'clock at night or 6 p.m. whatever it is for people's local time. You got to go out there and get the deals. I mean, the group chats are great, but you got to make a deal.
Time is money, man. Time is money.
I've even pushed off the group chats, and they're my own group chats. If somebody's like, "Hey, I got 6 phones,"
I'm getting the same way. I got your text as I was walking into a restaurant. I'm like, really?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I don't try to reschedule, but if there's somebody that's very anxious and it's like a 4 or 5 phone deal, I will make a post in the group. Hey, sorry guys, group chat's going to be late, or I've got to do it on Facebook Live or something, because I don't want to, I don't want to deter my customers. So I get it.
I really
So
like
what did you guys talk about?
We talked about sourcing phones online, sourcing phones from 2 hours away. We talked about Craigslist advertising strategies. It's going to be a good replay to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch the replay later.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. So,
All right, cool.
But yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, for sure. Corey, did you say you had a question or something?
Yeah. Hey, is there a course? I know we're about to get out of here, but is there a course on or a video on direct buyers filling out invoices? I haven't done that yet. I haven't got in contact with like Tony Baker or Atlas or anything like that. But I've never filled out one of their invoices or anything like that. So,
there is not any videos in the course about direct buyers, but that's something that I'm going to be adding in. But we could definitely get together, Corey, or I could hook you up with somebody in the group that's done, a lot of direct buying, and they could definitely help you out. But
Okay.
I'm gonna have quite a few videos on direct buying, how to send out a professional invoice, how to package them, etc., and how to work with your direct buyers. One thing that a lot of direct buyers like about working with me is I'm really easygoing. Like if they're like, hey, we got to deduct $100, cool. Like if you're still gonna make 500 and you lose 100, big deal. Like work with them, they'll work with you. It's important. So, but yeah, there's a lot of things to know about it. It's not just as simple as all just ship on my phones. You want to make sure you're covered too, and you want to make sure you're dealing with people that aren't going to scam you either.
Not to interrupt you, Luke, but you're free to message me just because I've done a lot of that stuff if you want someone to talk to you about that.
Yeah, if I can get your name and then I have your name, but your Facebook or something like that.
Yeah, Josh Bacon. I just posted in the group.
Awesome. Hey, you mind if I hit you up after this?
What was that?
You mind if I message you after this?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, Josh should be able to help you out. Atlas is a good person to sell to. They don't necessarily have the highest prices, but you're just starting out. There's nothing wrong at all to selling to Atlas. They'll probably even help you out a little bit, if you have questions or whatever. So,
Okay.
But yeah, feel free to message anytime, Corey.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, you bet, man. But anyways, guys,
Atlas will actually let you negotiate prices up in dollars.
say that again, Josh.
I was gonna say usually Atlas will negotiate up between $10 and $15 on either list prices.
Yeah, they're usually pretty reasonable. That's another thing, guys. Don't be afraid to ask for more from your direct buyers. Some people are at a ceiling, some people aren't. Some people got more leeway. But that being said, everybody, good group chat, good questions and everything. It was a good group chat for a smaller group tonight. And unless anybody has any dire questions, we will wrap tonight's video chat up, and I will see everybody next Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time. So thanks for coming out, everybody.
Come on.
Sounds good.
For sure. Have a good weekend.